Welcome to Yoga with Tim. I'm Tim. Today's class is going to be a strong class. Begin on your back, feet on the floor, elbows bent, arms in a goalpost position. So I'd just like to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you've been enjoying the videos, we appreciate a donation. You can donate on the main page of the site, Yoga with Tim. So as you begin here, we're going to just start moving with the breath. So on your inhalation, arch your lower back, move your hip bones away from you, tip of the tailbone down, chin into your chest. Then as you exhale, flatten the lower back down into the floor, pubic bone towards your heart, chin away from your chest. Inhale, slow down your breath. Deep inhalation, draw the breath down below your navel, arch your back, chin into your chest. Exhale, tuck the buttock, chin away from the chest. Think like a wave moving through your spine. Let the breath move. Keep going. Inhale to arch. Exhale to flatten the lower back. Tuck the pelvis. Inhale to arch the lower back. Then come into neutral. Then interlace your fingers, warming up the shoulder. As you inhale, stretch the arms up. And exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, reach the arms up now at an angle overhead. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, reach a little bit further towards the floor behind you. Inhale towards your forehead. And then reach them all the way out. Stretch towards the floor. Exhale down to the head again. Inhale, reach out again. Exhale towards your head. Inhale, reach. Hold. Press through the thumb, index finger side of the hand. Pin the elbows in. Let the upper traps release down, inner shoulder blades down. Then raise the arms back up. Bring your hands to the back of your right leg. Stretch your left leg out along the floor. Now roll the left inner thigh down and push through the left heel. Try to keep the low back in neutral. Then change sides. Bring the left knee into the chest. Stretch the right leg out along the floor. Instead of letting the lower back flatten, keep it in the neutral position. So it's not flattened. It's not all the way arched. It's right in between. Same thing with the neck. That's why we did that curve, so you could find your neutrals. Now stretch both legs out along the floor. Bring the inner borders of the feet together, raise the arms up, and stretch the arms all the way overhead. So now press through the heel bones. Roll the inner thighs, groins down towards the floor. And as you stretch your arms, take the hands a little bit wider so you can tap the tips of the thumbs down to the floor. As you're reaching, try not to let your frontal ribs lift up. Draw them back down towards your hip bones. Then bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. Bring one leg up in the tabletop position without disturbing the pelvis, without twisting, and then lower it down. Bring the right leg up and lower it down. Try not to disturb the shoulders or the hips. Bring the left leg up. Now bring the right leg up to meet it. Bring the knees together. Now extend your right leg forward and slowly lower it halfway. Bring it back up. Stretch the left leg forward and lower it halfway. Bring it back up. Right leg forward, lower it halfway. Keep the low spine and the neck long. Bring it back up. Left leg forward, lower it halfway. Bring it back up. So don't let your torso move. It's like a brick. Lower the right leg. Back up. Don't let the hip bones move like you have quarters on the hip bones. Back up. Now take the arms up to the ceiling. Stretch the right leg forward and the left arm back. Back up. Left leg forward, right arm back. Back up. Change sides. Back up. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, come back up. Inhale to change sides. Exhale to center. Inhale to change sides. Exhale to center. Inhale to change sides. Exhale to center. Don't let the middle move. Inhale, change sides. Exhale to center. Inhale, change sides. Keep the neck long, jaw relaxed. Keep going side to side now, moving with the breath. Good. Then release. Bring the knees together, tabletop position, fingers behind your ears. Exhale, come up. Inhale, down. Exhale, twist to the right knee. Stretch the left leg forward. Inhale into the middle. Exhale, stretch to the left knee. Right leg forward. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. To the right as you exhale. To center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. exhale to your right, inhale to center, exhale to your left, inhale to center, exhale to your right, to the left, to the right. Now stretch your right leg straight, stretch the left hand to the outside of the knee. Keep going side to side, now straightening the leg and reaching the arm up and over, to the right, to the left. Good, now come up to center, stretch both legs straight up, knees straight if you can. Stay up, keeping your navel in, lower the legs a third of the way, 6 more inches, and then back up. Lower the legs a third of the way, 6 more inches, back up. Good, hug the knees into the chest. You can rotate the legs around in the hip socket if it would help. Loosen the hip flexors. Go circles both directions. Then cross the legs, roll yourself up. Come onto the hands and the knees. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then turn the hands around so the forefingers point back, thumbs point out. Stretch the fingers wide and stretch them back towards the knees. Then put a micro bend in the elbows. Lift up your belly, take your left leg back behind you without letting the hips twist. So you're practicing the same stability just learned on your back. Lower that leg, change leg, stretch the right leg back. Don't let your left hip fall over to the side. Keep it pinned into the midline. Draw up your navel and move your heart forward. Then release that leg. Plant the hands down onto the mat. Now stretch one leg back into plank position and the other leg. Press down into your big toe mounds. Spin your groins up towards the ceiling. Then draw the pubic bone navel up and bring your right knee to your right armpit. Then stretch it back. Exhale the left knee up to the armpit. Inhale it back. Exhale right knee up. Inhale it back. Exhale left knee up. Now hug your outer armpits in and down. Don't let your shoulders twist. Keep going side to side. Left knee up. Keep a lift through your wrist. Right knee up. Press the knuckles and the fingerprints. Lift up through the wrist. Soften the elbows. Armpits pulled down. So from the back top rib cage, pull down towards the hips, but move the navel up towards your heart. Sternum forward, neck long. Keep going side to side, but try not to let the hips wiggle as you bring the knee up. So keep the hips steady, hip bones equidistance from the floor. Good. Now finish that last one, and take downward facing dog. In down dog, the hands are shoulder width, the feet are hip width. Spin the inner thighs back until your heels are hiding behind you, and rotate the inner arms towards the outer arms. Spin the biceps out so the arms externally rotate. Lift your hips way up off of your wrists. Stretch the hips back. Breathe steady in and out through your nose. Then set the knees down, keeping the toes curled under. Start to sit your buttock back towards your heels. Bring your knuckles towards your temples, thumbs pointing down. As you exhale, elbows come in. As you inhale, stretch your elbows back. Exhale, elbows in, chin to chest. Inhale, the elbows back. Just warming up the shoulders. Exhale in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, chin towards chest. Inhale, open elbows up. Then take the arms wide, turn the thumbs back, and now make little circles, but I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other and keep your belly in. Little circles back with the thumbs pointing back. Squeeze those blades, then little circles forward with the thumbs still pointing back. Keep your belly pulled in. Then turn the thumbs the other way. Turn the thumbs down. Make little circles back. Little circles forward. Just waking up the muscles of the shoulders, the shoulder girdle, upper back muscles, so that we can fire the muscles properly while we're practicing. Okay, now enough of that. Bring the hands back down onto the mat. Come back to your downward facing dog. Now just feel the difference in your shoulders. Maybe they feel more open, like the muscles were more willing to move. Shift into plank pose. Hug your armpits down, lower to chaturanga. Press straight back up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Legs strong, navel in. Lower chaturanga. Don't let your belly drop or your legs fall. Press straight back up. Downward facing dog. Keep the legs strong, straight legs. Plank, chaturanga. Lift straight back up, downward facing dog. Last one, inhale plank, exhale chaturanga, then lower all the way to your belly. Stretch your arms out in front of you, come up onto your fingertips. Curl the toes under, push down through your toe mounds, but tighten up your inner knees. Legs very straight. Let the hip bones descend, but now draw the navel up towards your heart and move your chest towards your fingers. Now lift the legs up just an inch. Keep the legs hovering up off the mat without the thigh bones turning out. Keep the inner thighs rolling up. Then bring your hands next to your side ribs. Hug the elbows in. Hug the armpits in. Hug the triceps to the armpits. Now slowly start to roll yourself up like you can do up dog. Then roll the chest up, keeping the toes curled under today. Legs go straight, knees tight. Roll the side chest through the arms, forward and up. Then glide back to downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Walk the hands back to the feet. Fold forward. Now in today's practice, if you have a strap handy, if you have tight shoulders, I recommend taking a strap or a towel. Grab the strap or the towel behind your back, hands shoulder distance apart. Stretch the arms up and overhead. If your shoulders are super open, you could interlace the hands instead. Have a little bend in the knees. Start to lean the weight forward so that you have the hips moving over the ankles. Let the head drop. Breathe steady in and out through your nose. Good, then release the strap, come up to stand, step to the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up and overhead, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back. Plant the hands, step back into plank pose. Lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog. Breathe steady in and out through your nose. Look in between your hands. Step, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Raise the arms up. Exhale, the arms to your side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Plant hands, step back, plank pose. Lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Draw the breath down below your navel as you inhale. Feel the spine lengthen. As you exhale, feel the navel move back in. Step, walk, or hop to the front of the mat and inhale, lengthen, ardha. Exhale, fold deeply. Root down through your heels. Inhale, come all the way up. Raise the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to your side, Samastiti. Stand steadily. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Plant hands, step back, plank pose. Lower slow to chaturanga, knees tight. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Look in between the hands. Step or jump to the front. Step the right foot actually up to the right thumb. Now swivel your left foot in. Put your right hand on the inside of your right foot, left hand on your hip, and lift your chest up. So as you start to open and turn, keep your right knee tracking straight ahead. Push your left shin down. Now reach your left arm overhead. So the work here is to pry the right knee open with the right arm. As you pry your knee open, squeeze your right hip in. Then lean with your upper body back and lift the side chest up off the hips. Bring the hands back down on the inside of the foot. Wiggle the right foot to the right some. Then curl the left toes under and lift the left knee up. So you're in a lunge. Pin the outer right hip into the midline. Find plank from your back ankle all the way out through the crown of your head. So tighten up the back knee. Draw from below your navel in. Move your side chest through your arms. Then step back to downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa or just hold in dog. Then step the left foot up in between the hands, lower the back knee, swivel the back foot in, put the left hand on the inside of your foot, right hand on your hip, start to open up. So as you open up, the butt will want to stick out behind you. Firm your left outer hip in, turn on your glute meads, firm the left hip in, Keep the side chest lift, and as you push the right shin down, take the right arm up and over. As the left hip firms into the midline, lean back. Pretend like you're practicing the pose with your back up against the wall. Steady on the left foot. Keep length through the side chest. Take the right arm back up, bring it back down to the mat. Now wiggle the left foot to the left some, curl the right toes under, lift the back knee up. So as you push down through the right big toe mound, lift your back inner knee strong. Draw your left outer hip in, draw navel up. Now move your side chest through your arms. Good, now step your right foot forward. So this time we're going to come into Malasana. Keeping the heel bones down, bring the elbows to the insides of the knees. Now just see how long it takes for your buttock to drop down. If your hips are super tight, your buttock might not drop all the way. That's okay. So I'm just showing this modified variation where the buttock kind of stays up, doesn't really drop down. Okay, so now draw your navel and your heart up, and now twist open to the left. Try not to let the knees cave in. Keep the knees open like in the last pose. Good, back to center. Draw your heart, navel up, then open up to the other side. Keep the heel bones rooted. Come back to center, straighten the legs, fold forward. Uttanasana. Wiggle the feet in so they're not so wide. Bring the hands to the hips. Press down your heels, come all the way up to stand. Stand in Tadasana, Samastiti, standing with a state of balance between the feet. Inhale, chair pose. Put the right hand at the hip crease. Hook your left elbow to your right knee. As you inhale, lengthen straight out through your midline. Find more space from the right outer hip to the side chest. Lift your side chest away from where your hand is on the right outer hip. Now turn your back ribs towards your left elbow. Turn your chest. Inhale back up to chair. Exhale to the other side. Hand on your hip. Extract the side chest away from the left hip. Turn the back ribs towards the right elbow. Navel up. Front ribs turn up. Sit the hips back evenly. Draw your navel up, come back to chair pose, arms up. Fold forward and straighten your legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Plant hands, step back. Downward facing dog. You could take a vinyasa if you prefer. Go through the chaturanga up dog if you're working on upper body strength. Otherwise, just right back to the dog. Now step the right foot up in between the hands, close to the right thumb. Firm your right hip in, draw the navel up. Without your belly sinking, take one arm back and then the other. Try not to twist. So remember that work we did, the stability working on your back. Find the length of your spine like on your back at the beginning of class. Right heel anchored, long line now from your back heel to the crown of your head like it's Tadasana. Now bring the hands on the hips and start to upright the pelvis. So start to lift yourself through the lift to the front of the pelvis. If the front of the left hip is very tight, you won't be able to come up that high. So keeping the lift, stretch one arm forward. Spin the left groin back as you lift your pubic bone navel up. Then take the other arm forward and raise the arms all the way up. Try not to sink into your lower back. Lift your back and side ribs up off of your hips and buttocks. Lengthen through the back leg. Think of the back inner leg stretching longer. Then drop the arms to your side. Lean your chest out over your knee. Put the left fingertips down. Turn the chest and take the right arm up. But try not to round your upper back as you're twisting. So think length through the line of your back inner heel. As you find the length, pin the right hip back into the midline. Now start to twist and open up. Bring the right hand back down. Step back, move through vinyasa. Good, then come into plank pose. Bring your right knee to your left armpit. Left knee to your right armpit. Right knee to your left armpit. Left knee to your right armpit. Try not to let the shoulders twist. Right knee to your left armpit. Keep the lift through the wrist. Left knee to the right armpit. Keep going side to side here, but keep the armpits pulled down. Keep the navel drawing up. Good, then stretch back to downward facing dog. Step the left foot all the way up to your hands. Now draw the navel up without your belly sinking or the hips twisting. Float the arms back at your side. Turn the thumbs out. Rotate inner arms to outer arms. Blades on your back. Neck long. Back leg reaching strong. Now bring the hands to the hips. Start to roll the front of the pelvis up. Wheel the front of the pelvis up so that the torso comes upright. But notice if there's tension in the front of the hip, your back leg won't want to go straight all the way. So keeping the length, start to stretch one arm forward and then the other. Try not to sink. Good. Arms all the way up. Back ribs lift off the buttocks. Side ribs lift up off the hips. As the right groin releases back, draw the pubic bone up. Now stretch the arms back at your side. Lean out halfway over your knee. Put the right fingertips down and take the left arm up. As you're twisting, try not to let your upper back around. Lengthen in the same line as your back inner heel. Pin your left hip in. Turn the navel, ribs in the chest. Bring the hand back down. Step back, plank pose. Then come into plank on your forearms. Take the hands shoulder width apart, elbows in under the shoulders. Press down to the balls of the toes. Broaden the backs of the legs. Draw the navel in. Now walk your feet in towards your elbows and lift your hips up high. Hips up high, 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 and lift the inner shoulder blades. Let the back of the neck go. Without the hips twisting, lift the left leg up from the inner thigh, all the way up. Lower that leg with control. Lift the right leg up from the inner thigh. Lower that leg slowly with control. Walk back into plank on your forearms. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Take your left arm up. Thighs in neutral. Pin your outer hip bones in so you feel your abdominals turn on. From the lower spine, you're stable. Bring the head back into the line of the spine. Come back to plank on the forearms. Go right to the other side. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Take the right arm up. Slowly come back to plank on your forearms. Hold here. 5 more breaths. Don't let your middle sink. Lift up from below the navel to the front of the spine. Now take the feet outer hips distance apart, and now spin the heels to the right, back to center, over to the left. Don't let the shoulders twist. Back to center, over to the right, then over to the left. Back to center, set the knees down, sit back, child's pose, just rest, breathe. All right, so now come into a lunge. Come back up from the child's pose, set the right foot down, lower the back knee down to the floor. So in this lunge, take the right arm forward. Now take the right arm up to the ceiling. If you have the flexibility, bend the left knee, reach back for the ankle. If your back rounds and you lose the length of your spine, your upper spine, you might consider just putting your hand on your hip. Otherwise, holding the back foot, spin the left inner thigh back, then lift up through your lower spine and open your chest. Release the foot, bring the hand back down. Now slide your knee back a bit, straighten your right leg, scoot the right heel forward an inch or two so the right leg goes straight. Your hips should be stacked over your left knee. The right leg goes as straight as you can, and think of pushing through your right big toe mound like you're pushing into a gas pedal, but at the same time, pull from the right inner knee up deeper into your hip socket. Deepen the right hip crease. Breathe length into the back of the leg and move your chest bone, sternum towards your big toe. All right, now rebend your right knee and change sides. Left foot forward, back knee down, right knee down. Take a couple breaths here. Then stretch the left arm forward. Think of reaching forward through the spine. As you take the left arm up, there's still a forward direction. Open the chest up, then see if you can bend your knee, reach back for your ankle. Now you need steady breath to open up. So instead of holding your breath, if you're gripping or holding your breath, back off a bit. That's a sign you need to back off. If the breath is even, the body will open up. So in all the The earlier poses, there's a lot of jam. We're kind of moving quickly. But in these deep stretches, you want to be able to breathe even. Your body won't open up by pushing and forcing. All right, now release that foot, half splits. So slide the hips back over top of the right knee, straighten the left leg, flex the foot, pull the toes back towards you, dorsiflex, push through the big toe mound, and at the same time, pull from the inner knee up into the hip socket. Then move your chest towards your foot. All right, now release that. Make your way back to downward facing dog. From dog pose, shift into plank, lower down onto your belly. Shalabhasana. Interlace the hands behind your back. Lift your head, chest, legs up. So legs hover an inch. Now I'm more interested in the legs being tight and stretching long. So broaden at the backs of the legs, especially at the base of the butt cheek. Then firm up the legs. Firm the glutes. Draw the navel energetically up off the mat. And then hug the armpits onto your back. Good. Release the arms. Press into upward facing dog. Glide back down dog. From down dog, hop to seated and lie on your back. Now press the heels down, bend the elbows at your side so as the inner heels press down, lift your outer hips, press your elbows down and coil the back ribs in, move the shoulder blades in. But try not to use your neck. Keep the neck long, jaw, tongue relaxed. Even though you're gripping the backs of your legs, just like in that belly back bend, still let the groins release down. So you have a neutral rotation of the thigh. That's what that's doing. Lower your buttock back down. Take a breath. Keep the neck long. Again, go back up. Press the heel bones down. Lift from the outer hips. Keep the neck long. Feel the frontal hip bones wrap towards each other. Lower yourself back down. Take a breath. Again, go back up. Grip the backs of the legs. Engage the glutes without the groins hardening up. Press the upper arm bones. Lower yourself back down. Take a breath. Now cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your left knee towards your chest. Grab a hold of the back of the left leg. Now think of driving through your right heel like you're pushing into a wall. At the same time, release the root of the right thigh away from you so the right knee opens up. Let the shoulders drop. It's not a shoulder event. Don't let the shoulders draw up around your ears or up to the ceiling. So let the hips start to open. Feel like the outer hips are releasing. And if you're more flexible, you could hug the left shin like I'm doing. But if it pains your knee, just grab the back of the leg instead. Then release, change legs. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Bring your hands to the back of the right leg or the right shin. Drive through your left foot like it's pushing into a wall and release the root of the left thigh away from you. Chest should be open, neck should be long, breath is steady. Okay, good. Release that. Roll up to seated. Set it for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Cross the left ankle to the outside of the right hip, right ankle on the outside of the left knee. Sit up tall. Move the sacrum lower back in. As the right hand comes behind you, hook your left elbow around your knee. Now think of creating buoyancy for your lower back. So lengthen up through your spine. Turn your ribs in your chest. Then come back to center. Change the cross of the legs. Right heel to the outside of the left hip. Left ankle to the outside of your right knee. Now press down into your left inner foot. It'll help you to move the lower back sacrum in. So as you press the left inner foot, low back sacrum moves in. Then you'll feel just below your navel, release towards the spine instead of letting it push out. Then feel your chest and ribs start to turn more. Notice if you're gripping your jaw and your tongue. That's not going to help so much. Okay, release that. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Then stretch forward out over your legs. So in this pose, it's all about getting some movement in your pelvis. See if you can get the pelvis to tip so that the front of the buttock bone presses down. The backs of the legs should start to spread wide. Release the thigh bones down as you fold. Then inhale, come back up, stretch the arms out in front of you and roll down slowly, one bone at a time, all the way down for Shavasana, corpse pose. Turn the palms to face up. Let go of the legs, let the arms drop. Let the whole body drop into the mat. Now for the next few minutes, just watch your body being breathed. See if you can lay here in this final meditation for 5 to 10 minutes, most important part of the practice. Thanks for watching. Namaste.
First, that way, that's it. Straight back straight first. There you go. Hold that for a second. Then you come up. Goes under. Then you flex. Hold it. Stretch. Straight back to that middle position where you literally come right the way down. Fall back cradle down. Stretch. And again. And again. One more. And really low. So I want you to drop right down, tucked in, flat, all the way down, tucked in, there you go. Hold that for a second.